The following is a paid program by Pitt Community College. Welcome to Education on Call, the program that gives you free information about new career opportunities from Pitt Community College. Now here's your host, Mike Weeks. Thank you so much for joining us for this latest edition of Education on Call. Over the next half hour, we'll be answering a lot of questions you may have about career opportunities that result in high-paying jobs. Now, whether you may have recently lost a job due to a plant closure or a business, or perhaps you went to work right out of high school and you've been working several years and now you want to train for a new higher-paying career. Or if you're a high school student or the parent of a high school student looking for college opportunities, stay tuned. Now, if anytime during this program you'd like to request more information about the college, a program, or anything that we've discussed, please, or you might want to contact one of our guests, that's okay too. Text the word Pitt CC to 51555. That's Pitt CC. Text it to 51555. And someone will get back to you within 2 business days. I'd like to introduce our guest today on the show. First, meet Susan Nobles. She's the Vice President of Institutional Advancement at Pitt Community College, and Dan Mayo. He's the Division Dean for Public Services and Fine Arts. Thanks so much, Dan and Susan, for being with us.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Thanks for having us, Mike.
Susan, for people watching, first, let's tell people a little bit about Pitt Community College.
Thank you for asking, because I love to talk about Pitt Community College. It's the sixth largest community college in the state, certainly the largest community college in the East. We serve between 22,000 to 24,000 students a year. Our average age student is 26 years old. There's so many career training opportunities at Pitt Community College, from certificate programs to 2-year associate degrees to university transfer. Pitt Community College gives students a lot of options, Mike.
And we should tell people there are 58 community colleges in the North Carolina Community College System, and it is known as one of the best community college systems in the country, if not the best community college system. And that's because of the great instructors and the programs that we have. And Dan, part of that is a division of what you do. You're the Division Dean for Public Services and Fine Arts. What do we study in your division? What courses do we have?
We've got I think the most interesting division on campus, in that we have Public Services and Fine Arts. The Fine Arts piece is that we do have music, an associate in fine arts degree in music, and also in visual arts, which will include 3D design, sculpture, and photography. And then we have advertising, graphic design. And on the public services side, we offer programs in criminal justice, paralegal study, human services, gerontology, substance abuse, and early childhood education.
That is a lot.
It's a lot of fun.
Our guest coming up, you're going to want to stay tuned, because some great information and some career opportunities. Very, very interesting what we're going to talk about today. Susan, you're also in charge of the foundation at Pitt Community College, and the Pitt Community College Foundation is the friend-raising and fundraising arm of the college. Tell people what you do.
Well, Mike, our foundation exists to support the mission of the college and the success of our students. So we develop partnerships and we seek resources from individuals, corporations, organizations to assist with college programs, building colleges' facilities, and student scholarships. One of the largest fundraising efforts we have is for student scholarships, because so many of our students need additional assistance with financial aid. You know, Mike, we have students who come to Pitt Community College from 92 counties in North Carolina.
Wow.
About 60% of our students are from Pitt County. Mm-hmm. And many of them do have financial needs. So we're glad to be able to have the foundation assist. We also reward good academic achievement with scholarships. So it's a pleasure for the foundation to support all of the wonderful programs at the college.
And Dan, not only do we work closely with students that are enrolled at Pitt Community College, a lot of the programs that you have work closely with employers, people wanting to hire graduates. Can you tell us a little about that?
That is correct. All of our programs require some sort of an internship or work-based learning experience for students to get them out into the workforce. And so that's usually a capstone project or a capstone course they're going to take. but we work with them completely through the program, the program of study, to help them prepare for that next step into a career working with the employer.
And since our average student is 26 years old, our students in all these programs come from all walks of life. And we have a lot of veterans, as well as active military, that take classes at Pitt Community College. And we're going to learn about some of those programs pretty soon. Susan, for someone thinking about higher education, maybe the high school student or the parent of a high school student, what's your advice?
Well, I would say that it's a very good opportunity to attend a community college for the first 2 years. And if they want to pursue a technical program, it's a great place to start. For the high school student, we have classes that are just like the classes at the university for the first 2 years. So if a 4-year degree is what they want, start with us. It's a much less expensive alternate, and you're going to have a great faculty member to student ratio of 20 students to 1 instructor. You're going to be, you'll get very engaged in the college. It's just a wonderful place to start for especially the immediate high school graduate.
Well, I can feel lots of questions from what you've both told us anytime during the program. If you would like to ask one of our guests a question about a program, or you would like more information about Pitt Community College or one of our programs, you can text Pitt CC to 51555. That's Pitt CC to 51555. And someone will be back to you within 2 business days. We want you to stay tuned. We have a very special guest to tell us about a program that the graduates are being hired almost before they graduate. And we know you're going to want to learn about that. You're watching Education on Call. Welcome back to Education on Call, the program that brings you information about educational programs and opportunities that lead to high-paying jobs. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this segment. I want to introduce the guest that's joined us. We have Vicki Coleman, and she's the department chair with Paralegal Technologies. Vicki, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I know there's going to be a lot of questions, so I'm going to tell you right up front, anytime during the program, if you have a question or you have something you'd like to ask Dan, who's with us, the division dean, you can text Pitt CC to 51555. That's Pitt CC to 51555. Ask us any question. You can ask to come take a tour of the campus, anything you'd like to know that we could provide you, and we'll be back to you within 2 business days. Vicki, you are the department chair for Paralegal Technologies. You train paralegals. Let's tell people, what is a paralegal and what do they do?
Well, it's probably easiest to think about paralegals as a legal professional.
Okay.
And there are sort of 2 kinds of legal professionals. There are legal professionals who go to law school and become lawyers, and then there are other legal professionals. We train the other legal professionals. Most of our students will graduate from our program and take jobs that are called paralegal or legal assistant.
Okay.
Paralegals work on teams with lawyers, under the supervision of lawyers. And if you think about what you've seen lawyers do on TV or what you've seen lawyers do for you,
Yeah.
you can guess that a paralegal did a whole lot of that work.
They do.
Lots of times behind the scenes.
Yeah, if you ever call a lawyer's office, you usually speak with their paralegal.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
So maybe the most important person in the office.
That's exactly right. And usually the first line of communication and the first line of communication throughout the relationship with the attorney is with the paralegal.
Now, Vicki, everybody's interested in what you've told them so far. Let's talk about the types of students that would be interested in becoming a paralegal.
Well, paralegal and legal profession altogether, but paralegals are helper people.
Okay.
We're looking for students, and students who seem to find a good fit in the paralegal program are people who are people persons. Like we said, they're the sort of the frontline relationship building professionals in the firm most of the time, and they enjoy helping people on a one-on-one basis. They're also interested in a profession as a rule, and paralegal is a profession, and so they can join the paralegal profession and grow over an entire lifetime and have a good career and provide security for their families.
Let's talk about where the types of students that come to your program. You get a lot of people that are looking for a new career opportunity.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think you may have said earlier that that our average student at Pitt Community College is 26 years old. Our average student is probably older than that. Most of our students are retooling after another career, or have decided to come back after doing something else. So we get a lot of folks who come to us with interesting background. It's a great program to be in because so many people bring a lot of different things to the table, make it a fun place.
Now, Dan, from a division standpoint, you work a lot with employers and different people, as does Vicki, but one of the things that impresses me with all the programs at Pitt Community College is not only are there great job opportunities, and we're going to talk about opportunities for paralegals in a minute, but you also have opportunities for students to do internships. Tell us how that works, and they get paid.
Oh, that is correct. They're not always paid for their internships.
Yeah, but a lot of them do, yeah.
But it's certainly, they usually lead to jobs in there. So one of the great parts about Pitt Community College and the high quality programs in our division is that our faculty members are practitioners, they're credentialed, and they have experience in the field, but more than that, they love what they do. And they have these professional relationships with the employers in the local community. And so they've built these relationships and created a pathway for our students to enter in, whether they're going to do an internship or to shadow a job, but it prepares them for that next career. But that's all built on professionalism that comes with all the programs in our division.
Vicki, let's talk about jobs. Do you have employers, lawyers that call you looking for candidates?
Yes, we do. In fact, right now, it could not be a better time to be a paralegal and starting a career. There's probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 jobs for every student that we are graduating.
4 or 5 jobs for every student?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
It's quite a seller's market right now.
And how much do paralegals make?
Well, it depends on a whole lot of things, of course, as all jobs do. If you think about the person who comes to us without very much experience of any other kind and stays with us for 2 years, usually they're going to go out and take a job, starter job at $10 or $12 an hour. But within 3 or 4 years, we anticipate that most people will go up to about $15 an hour, which is $30,000 a year or something like that. Now, that's just a person with no other experience. Most of our students, as I was saying earlier, come with a background that sometimes feeds into another kind of job. So we have a lot of students who came from the military. If a student comes in and they have human resources experience from the military or contracting experience, that person might be very valuable to move into a corporate legal office where they do human resources and contracting and that sort of thing.
Let's talk about the jobs. You said something very interesting. It's not just working in an attorney's office.
Correct.
It can be working in a human resources division for a corporation. Tell us some of the other jobs that paralegals fall into.
Well, they do work. A lot of our students do go to law firms, and they can do any number of things with a law firm. There's anything you would want to do in your life, there is a lawyer who can help you do that, and a legal team who can help you do that. We also have big corporations in Greenville, for instance. We have students who go to Vidant Hospital and work in their legal department. We have students who sometimes work in risk management, human resources, as you said.
Lots of opportunities.
Right, and other agencies, governmental agencies. Lots of folks who work in the clerk of court's office, for instance, work with the court
Vicki,
system.
you were sharing a story about a student with me earlier. Could you mind sharing that with our audience?
Sure.
I think they'd find it very interesting.
Yeah, I was having dinner last night with a student, Mary, who graduated from our program in 2016. And she's a great example of a person who comes in with one career behind them and moving on. She's an entrepreneur and had for several decades run her own home cleaning business. And she moved into her 40s and said, I'm not going to be able to do this physical labor for the rest of my life. And so she came to our program and she finished in 2 years. She did the 2-year program. And she took a job with an attorney who was growing her practice. And so Mary's skill with entrepreneurship skills, her problem solving, her understanding of risk and reward, dealing with things as they came about. And that firm has in the 3 years that Mary's been with them, has doubled in size. They have more than twice as many employees now. They have an extra office. They had 2 and they went to 3. And she is now the firm manager in just 3 years. Not because, I mean, she was a great student for us and she learned a lot with us, but that experience beforehand just seemed to fit into that program, and we find that a lot.
If you have questions for any of our guests today and would like to find out more about the paralegal program or other programs, text Pitt CC to 51555. That's Pitt CC to 51555. And someone will get back to you within 2 business days. So lots of questions, guys, lots of great information. And what a great career, a 2-year certificate program. And you said the job ratio is there's 5 jobs for every graduate?
Right now, it is a great time to be graduating from our program.
If you're interested in being a paralegal, please get a hold of Vicki. Text Pitt CC to 51555. We'll be right back with another guest. I know you're going to want to stay tuned. You're watching Education on Call. Welcome back to Education on Call, the program all about educational opportunities that result in high-paying jobs. And you're in the right place because we've got 2 great guests with us. Let me introduce the Department Chair for Criminal Justice, Ms. Sherri Joyner. Thank you, Sherri, for being with us. And Doug Bennett. He is the coordinator for the Basic Law Enforcement Training Program here at Pitt Community College. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Sherri, talk a little bit about the Criminal Justice Program. What does that all encompass here at the college?
Great. I'm glad you asked that because the Criminal Justice Technology Program at Pitt Community College is an outstanding program. One of the goals that we have is to educate and empower our students to become great future criminal justice professionals. In saying that, our goal is to provide a basic, solid foundation in the area of law enforcement, in addition to providing our students an education in the area of legal services, the court system, probation and parole, and corrections. Our classroom settings are great, equal in size, and a great fit for our students with any situation.
Well, I'm glad you said that because, you know, one of the great advantages of attending Pitt Community College is you have small class sizes.
Yes.
We have a lot of students that have started at another college or university and been in classes of 150, 200 that say, gosh, I just don't feel comfortable, and they come to PCC and it's wonderful. Lots of one-on-one attention.
Yes.
You mentioned several programs, and we're going to speak with Doug about one specifically, Basic Law Enforcement Training. There's no shortage of work for people in criminal justice or law enforcement, is there, Doug?
Certainly is.
And tell us about the Basic Law Enforcement Training Program at the college.
At Pitt Community College, the Basic Law Enforcement Training Program takes an individual either straight out of high school or out of the military or from college itself and gives them the program that they need to earn that certification to be a law enforcement officer in the state of North Carolina as an entry-level position.
Okay, and not only do you have people that go for the 2-year degree, those courses also are a starting point if you decide you would like to get a Bachelor of Arts degree.
That is correct.
Yeah.
You can also use it for the 2-year degree at Pitt Community College. So if you come straight out of high school and you have done something else in your life and you're coming back to school and you see our program, you can utilize our program for 6 classes that are adjacent to the criminal justice program.
Yeah, and you have lots of other opportunities and training that I don't think people realize, but just for a moment I want to touch upon jobs. You have people contacting you all the time.
I do.
Police departments, sheriff's departments.
Some state agencies.
Yeah, state agencies, higher levels of criminal investigation. What's the job market like for your graduates?
The job market is very lucrative and it's widespread across the state. You can actually pick where you want to go in the state because the need is there in each department. Most of our graduates, 98% of them, by the time they hit graduation, before they walk across the stage, 98% of them have either received a conditional offer or already employed with an agency. at that point in time in their career.
And I think one of the things that's interesting is that, you know, we have students at Pitt Community College from 92 counties in North Carolina.
Correct.
So we do have some students that want to get a degree and maybe go back home, or a great job offer comes, whether they want to be in a smaller town or city or a larger town or city. Some people's interests are both.
Right.
So that works out great. In addition, Sherri, to training for law enforcement officers, tell us the other classes that you offer. I think it's fascinating.
Yes, we have some great classes that we offer in our criminal justice technology program. Investigative Principles is a phenomenal course that we offer. Lots of hands-on in the classroom. Criminalistics is another great course that we offer in the program. In that particular course, we utilize microscopes. We use crime scenes that will assist our students in becoming great criminal justice professionals in the future. We have interview and interrogation courses, victimology courses, and of course we also offer the students the opportunity to learn the basics of Introduction to Criminal Justice.
Sherri, I feel like I'm watching one of the television shows about crime, and in fact,
Yes.
your students oftentimes get interested in this area
Yes.
because they are a fan of some of those programs.
Yes.
And you have a great story about one of your students I'd like you to share with the audience watching today.
I do. I have a student that I continue to be in contact, although she has graduated from our program. This one student was a single mother, and after high school, she was unsure exactly what she wanted to do. She chose to attend Pitt Community College and chose criminal justice technology as her desired program. Now, as attending PCC in the program, she had some struggles coming to class, understanding the material, but with our excellent faculty members, we were able to work with this student. We got her on the right track, and she successfully graduated from our program. After graduating from our program with her applied science and technology degree, criminal justice technology degree, she then became a corrections officer at Maury Correctional.
Yeah.
And she did not stop there at all. She knew that she wanted to be a better mother, provide more for her daughter, so she decided she wanted to work in the federal correctional system.
Oh my God.
She completed the training and is now a full-time federal employee of a federal corrections facility.
What a great story.
Yes.
Doug, with basic law enforcement training, your students, you have people that come out of the military.
That's correct.
Lots of different walks of life. People kind of have an inkling that they might be interested in being a police officer or something when they come to your program. Tell us a little bit about your students.
Our students are usually college age. They're coming fresh out of a university system, around 20 or higher. And so we do have some students that are of older ages that do come into our program and are successful. But our students are people who have who empathize with the situation of society, but they want to be able to change things for the better. So they have a mindset for the community in which they're going to go work in.
Well, you guys have raised lots of things where I know there's going to be a lot of questions in it. Yes. And please, if you have a question for Doug or for Sherri, text PITCC to 51555. PITCC to 51555. The criminal justice technology and basic law enforcement training programs are shining stars of programs at Pitt Community College. And we're running a little short on time. We want to thank you for being here. And again, we encourage you with questions. If you'd like more information about these specific programs, or you'd like to speak with Sherri or with Doug, they'd love to show you around, take a tour of the campus.
Absolutely.
Text PITCC to 51555. Such a great program today. We appreciate you being with us, sharing your wonderful stories. And we would like to invite you to join us for another edition of Education on Call.